Hey guys, how's it going? Ownerchin, and welcome to a new Formula SimRacing League race video. So this time it's time for the Canadian Grand Prix around Montreal Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and it is the 5th round of the Formula SimRacing PRO series, and we're underway then for Q1 qualifying one. Free setup, so here we go, out on track, just the usual business. So let the car through there on my outlap. So going into this race, I was pretty confident, obviously, after the Imola race, which went pretty well. Obviously finished third there, but I knew that I had to make some progress in the race, so I tried to do a bit more race pace, and the race pace isn't looking too bad, I can tell you that. Qualifying pace isn't looking too bad either, although before the race I thought that we were maybe slightly off the pace, like by 3/10 or so, but we'll see how it develops through the race. But first of all, we will have the qualifying, so it's still Q1 and just finishing my outlap, coming through this hairpin on this pretty tricky circuit, with the walls being very close to you. I mean, with this mod you can really feel the speed as you get close to the walls. You can really feel the speed, which is a pretty cool experience, especially at the end of the first sector. I'll show you soon. But now we are going to start lap. 2 DRS zones here. One of them is right here, so DRS is wide open as we start our lap then. So here we go. First corner brake just before that that color change on the right hand side of the track, and then take a nice wide line. I stay in second here. Some people go to first gear, but I like to stay in second in order to get a good exit and minimize wheel spin. Then this chicane, right, left, lots of chicanes on this track. You want to have a good exit there, which I did pretty well actually. And then this is the corner I was talking about. You get a lot of feel for the speed there as you get pretty close to that inside wall, and then getting clipping the inside curb there for the on the left hander. Could have taken a slightly better line through there, but it's the way it is. Then heading into the next chicane, another right left, sorry, not left right. Short shifting to third gear, lots of short shifting on this track in order to get a good exit. The corner entry was pretty good with my setup, but the corner exits were the part where I struggled with. Bit deep in this chicane, but in the hairpin. Oh, something's wrong with me. In the hairpin, but you can get away with that. As we now open up the DRS, we just went past the DRS activation zone, so this is the second DRS zone then, or the first one, depends how you see it. Let's call this the first DRS zone, and then this will be the second one. Nailing the chicane there, not getting really close to the wall of champions, but there we go. And then go across the line to take home a 5th place in Q1 with a 117.7, which is pretty decent. The field was really close, and I managed to get through to a Q2. I think I was like in 8th position, but I had enough margin to go into Q2. So Q2 then, Park for May is enabled, which means the setup you're going to run now, you will run it in the race as well, except for the view. So we do run on low view. So there we go, out on track. I did a 17.7 before. I'm gonna try to do about the same lap if I can, because that lap was pretty average. It wasn't good or anything. I can easily improve. My PB coming into this race was like a 17.1, which wasn't really that quick. I mean, there were quite a few people into the 16s. That's why I thought I would be slightly off the pace. But as I said, we will see. So there's someone behind me who is doing a lap, so we will move out of the way nicely. There we go. So I went out on track like in the middle of the time that's left, maybe a little bit more. But what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah, 1 lap. You get only 1 lap here to get it right, so the pressure is definitely on making a mistake, and you could well start from 10th position on the grid, as obviously only the top 10 are allowed to drive. So we're looking for me. There we go. That's me there, and Yorick right now goes out on track as well. So my teammate is going to do a lap. He will be a bit later though. As we see Alessio Campos now coming into the chicane. He is about to finish his lap, and I'm going to start my lap. So you want to get a good exit down out of this chicane here. There we go. That was pretty good actually. So the DRS is wide open as we approach the first couple of corners now. Let's see how it goes. Could have taken a bit more of the apex there. Here as well, slightly off the apex, but you can get away with that. Then I had to wait for the car to settle down as I just before I got on the throttle. You can see it there. I just had to straighten up the car before I could get on the throttle. Getting all over the curb there, which was pretty nice. Got on the throttle pretty early, and now that's the first sector dealt with. So entering now the second sector, could have taken a bit more curb once again, and once again there, slightly off the line, a bit of oversteer as well on the exit. Not a great lap so far, as I'm trying to pick up a little bit of slipstream as we enter the next couple of corners. But just after the shadow of that bridge there, short shift up to third gear, a bit of oversteer once again. Not a great lap so far at all. I had pretty well, 2 oversteer moments, and I didn't really nail every apex as the car is slightly unstable for the entry of the hairpin, but I luckily could correct that. So a pretty decent exit now coming onto this straight, which is so important. You want to have a very good exit over that hairpin, obviously, as we see Yorick there starting to going to start his lap, as I'm going to add my lap right now, coming through the chicane pretty late there. That was pretty sweet. Nailed the braking port, nailed the exit as well, as we got all over the curb there just before the wall of champions, as we go through across the line now, and we go second with a 117.9. So currently is second place. Wasn't happy with this lap, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't happy at all with that lap, and it puts me in 6th place actually, but only 3/10 off pole position, which was Daniel Brewer, so a very good job from him. Rens Klopp, leading the championship, is in 2nd, and Yorick, my teammate, is 3rd. So 3/10 off. Without those mistakes, I think I would have got maybe in 3rd position, but that's really it. It was a pretty sloppy lap. Just, yeah, it wasn't just great, but it's the way it is. So actually this is a race, and actually don't panic right now, because this was actually the start of the race, and well, you will see what happens soon. This is not like the official, like the race which will be completed, but it's hard to say. It's hard to explain, but you will see soon what happens. So here we go in the dirty air, and actually got on the grass and losing a lot of positions there, probably a little bit of damage as well. But watch what now happens. Car in front spins, and then look at this. I get through there, but behind me there's a big chain reaction, and you can see up top red flag. So the race has been red flagged. So let's have a look at the replay. Obviously I did the formation lap and everything, just a normal procedure, and then we were going to start the race. I had a pretty decent start from the dirty side of the grid, and then I actually picked up the dirty air from the car in front, and I was so surprised by that. Got too early on the throttle, a bit of oversteer there as well, then got on the grass, which just pushed me wide. Rejoined the track safely, luckily, but then look up front. Was pretty close, but then behind me, as I said, there was a big chain reaction. We will have a look at that right now, so let's have a look. Actually, Rens Klopp overtook Brewer there for the lead, but look what's happening up behind. A lot of carnage, and you can see a few connection issues there, as there's a car like flying. But that's all connection issues, I'm sure. But like very chaotic start of the race, and basically we were shown the red flag, and that's what happened to our first attempt. This is our second attempt, and I can already tell you that this will be a much cleaner start. So formation lap just started then, and we will see what we can do then for the start of this race. As it looks like all cars got off their grid slot clean. Does look like it. Yes, it does. We can see there James Sadler, by the way. He just went through the shot. He's starting from last position after a penalty, I think, for Imola, if that's right. But me then starting in 6th position, and I can actually tell you that I'm going to start in 5th position, and there is a reason for that. And someone disconnected, I think, and that's basically what happened. And actually I did now some research on it, and it might well have been Daniel Brewer who disconnected. Remember, he was starting from pole position, which is a big shame for him then. As I saw last race, I already saw Rens Klopp in 1st position instead of Daniel Brewer. Let's see if we can find Daniel Brewer somehow. There's Adrian Falcon, by the way. He's starting from 18th position. Further behind is obviously then James Sadler, what I talked about before. But I cannot spot Daniel Brewer, can I? No, I cannot, but there we see James Sadler anyway. So I think Daniel Brewer isn't in his race, if that's right. Yeah, we see there Rens, and he's indeed leading the pack. So having a look at the championship standings, then Rens Klopp is in first, followed by Yorick. I am currently in 6th position with that 3rd place in Imola. That definitely give me a little bit of a boost with Alessio Campos in front of me. Then we see positions 9 till 16th. And the field is actually pretty close in terms of points as we get back on board with me. And so doing a couple of burnouts just before the start, and we should see a good race here. 42 laps. It's really hard to keep your concentration and do not hit those walls on this track. That's really hard. Make no mistakes. It's pretty hard. I think it was in Imola a bit harder, a bit more difficult to make no mistakes. But on this track it surely is another challenge to keep it out of the walls and make no mistakes. So we're just waiting for the final cars to get in their grid slots. There's also someone starting from the pit lane as we just saw there, but we're waiting for the lights now. We should see 5 lights as I'm starting from the dirty side of the grid. That's probably going to affect me at the starts. Here we go, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're out, and they're out and we're off then. So look at this, I already lost the position, it seems like, to the car alongside me, although I'm on the inside of the track here, as I give the car in front of me a couple of pushes, and that's my own fault there. But he braked pretty early. Luckily nothing serious happened there as I lost another position, so I think we're down into 6th place, 7th place maybe. 7th place indeed, as I give another bump to the car in front. He brakes once again pretty early, and I just don't expect that. Luckily nothing serious happened as we can continue our way then. And now I'm gonna have to find a way past this guy. I had a pretty poor start from the dirty side of the grid, but somehow I need to make up for it now. If I can. I'm pretty close to him now in the slipstream, which is pretty effective on this track. See if I can do something. No, not yet. I'm too far back though. You could see me there braking quite early. I didn't want to bump in his rear again, and luckily that time it didn't happen. So we see Alessio Campos behind him, who is pretty much a rival. He is ahead of me in the championship by a couple of points as we get into the hairpin now for the first time ever. First time of the race. Another 42 times to go. So there's the pack going through the screen, through the shot. And Alessio Campos is pretty close behind me. I lost some time to the car in front of me over the course of those couple of corners. Rens Klopp still leading with Yorick in 4th position. And currently Alessio Campos is far behind me, and looks like the car in front of me spun. And oh, look at that. Made contact with the wall of champions, and it seems like Alessio Campos is going to get by me. He's already passed me indeed. I'm trying to get back on him, try to get a bit of an advantage in the slipstream, but look at that. Once again an incident behind me, and well, more incidents actually, as there has been made a bit more contact, and luckily I can keep going, but that gave me a bit of breathing space really. So we're going to have a look at the replay and what happened there, because that was very chaotic. Let's have a look at the start. Just start from scratch again, just the onboard view. So 5 lights, I didn't have such a bad start, but the car alongside me definitely was quicker off the line there. On the rubber side of the track. But look at this, I just bumped into him. I think a little bit of lag involved as well though, because he didn't seem to be much affected. And then there's a car up inside me, there he is, and just have to let him go. And then again, I just braked pretty late, it seems like it, and just gave another slight touch there. Luckily nothing serious happened there. I got lucky there, because it's pretty easy to spin someone around in this game. So just trying to find a way past this. I give another bump. This is pretty like impatient behavior from me, but I just don't expect that. I didn't expect him to be that slow through the middle of that corner. So going through the chicanes now, pretty poor start from me, down into 7th place, and then again entering the hairpin. This is still a replay obviously. And I indeed was pretty slow through this hairpin, got a pretty poor exit as well. And definitely lost time then to the car in front of me with Alessio Campos there. You can see him pretty close behind me. Luckily he was too far back to overtake me just yet, but you can see him gaining an advantage. And watch now what happens. I think the car up front made contact, but not sure. And then that was oh so close. And then I just hit the wall, had to wait before I could get back on the throttle. And Alessio Campos then had a pretty good exit there, and just took that position. So good stuff from him, anticipating on that situation. But pretty close stuff there. It was really close, and indeed those cars made contact, and you could just see how close that was. I almost touched him, but luckily I was just about able to avoid him. You have to make a split-second decision, but it was obviously pretty clear that I had to go to the right there, as the car up front spun to the left-hand side of the road. I had to slam on the brakes a slight bit as well, just to make no contact, and then as well you can see just the carnage behind. Definitely a bit of contact made there, and I can tell you actually with benefit out of hindsight that I had no suspension damage or something like that. Just gave a slight kiss to the wall and that's it, but luckily it didn't give me any damage. At least I didn't notice it, and I don't think there actually was some damage, so that's good. But now I'm gonna have to capitalize on the situation going on right now with Alessio Campos pretty close behind him. I don't think the RS is enabled just yet. No, it's not. It will be enabled next lap though. But you can see me pretty close behind him. Just gonna have to find a way past, but it's pretty difficult though, because the dirty air on this track is pretty hard to master. It's pretty hard to handle. As we see there, then the top 5 just pulled away from us, with Rens Klopp still leading the pack. Not good for Yorik's championship hopes, but still the race is pretty long, 42 laps. As we see there, then Campos and me in 7th position. Just going to fight for that 6th position and then see if I can close down to the top 5. But first of all, we obviously need to deal with Alessio Campos, as Rens Klopp right now goes across the line to start the 3rd lap of the race, with Clayton Nelms behind him, who's doing an awesome job currently in this race. And it seems like Alessio Campos had a pretty decent 3rd sector, as he seems like he pulled a little gap to me. And I already said in qualifying that I chose for a better corner entry and a pretty, not poor, but a worse corner exit. And I definitely saw that during this race, comparing myself to other people. In this case, Alessio Campos up front. He always got a better exit out of the hairpin. And that corner we just went through, I usually have a good exit there, but it's just like the really slow speed stuff, like the first. I think it's the 3rd corner or the 2nd corner. I always get a slow exit out of there too. It's also a slow speed corner, but also at the exit of this hairpin I usually lose quite a bit of time on the exit then. Also, I think I had an average straight line speed. Not the best straight line speed, but not the worst either, definitely not. As you can see there, I'm just closing down slightly on Campos, and you can see there how much later I was on the brakes for that chicane, and that's what I noticed as well during this race. I was so much later on the brakes than everyone else in that hairpin, or not the hairpin, in the chicane. And this is the corner, by the way, I was talking about as well. I got a slow exit out of that corner as well. But skipping now later on in the race, lap 4, and I'm pretty close to Campos now. Made up a little bit of ground on him, as the DRS has been enabled right now. So let's see if I can make use of that. As he goes a little bit defensive there, tries to get me out of his slipstream. But look there, there's the top 5, as Clayton Nelms actually took the lead from Rens Klopp, if I saw that right. I think we are closing down the top 5, so I could either choose to attack Alessio Campos and maybe lose a little bit of time, or I can just choose to stick behind him and then let him close down the gap to the top 5 runners. But obviously, if he's falling down, like if his pace is falling down or falling apart, then I need to capitalize and overtake him. But I think you can see the 5th car, the P5, just in the distance there, and I definitely think that we are just slightly faster. I love this shot, by the way. Great camera shot. I really like that one. Lap 5 out of 42, and still behind Alessio Campos. I think Jonathan Holmes is behind me, but he's about 1.5 seconds behind me, I would say. So no threat from him currently, but we definitely need to keep an eye out on the situation behind us. And at the same time, try to put Alessio Campos under a little bit of pressure and see if he can close the gap down. But you can see there, position 5 isn't too far up front. So maybe they are battling or something. So I had a bit of oversteer there on the hairpin, exit of the hairpin. Maybe they are just battling a little bit and slowing each other down. Yeah, they are definitely battling. And indeed, Rens Klopp is currently in 2nd position behind Clayton Nelms. And not going to get past Alessio Campos currently, even though I do have DRS. So Alessio Campos having a very decent straight line speed. As you could saw there in the distance, someone got a bit of oversteer at the exit there, right at the Wall of Champions. Entering lap 6 now, still doing pretty good. And I can tell you that this race is pretty much a one-stop. Pit window is around lap 18, so you switch to lap 18 to the softer tire to do 24 laps on them. I forgot to mention actually the tire compounds for this race. They are super soft, and soft as you see a little bit of smoke in the distance, and indeed that looks like a slow car. I can tell you that is Clayton Nams as we go on board with Alessio Campos. Clayton Nams is right now in front in position 5, and he actually was in the lead before. So he must have made a mistake and he dropped back to position 5 as we can see right now. So let's see what Alessio Campos can do. Put him under pressure maybe. Yes, he does indeed put him under pressure. And Clayton Nams made a mistake as he gets a bit of oversteer as well. Can I squeeze through? Yes, I can indeed. So that's the position gain. And Clayton Nams, a pretty poor lap from him. I think he made 2 mistakes then as he... I think he was on the grass, on the braking for the chicane, and that's job done then. Basically, that's game over. You're just gonna go straight through there, straight through the chicane. But that did give Alessio Campos DRS. As you can see there, his flap is open, so I won't really get an advantage down this straight as we enter the second DRS zone. Then bit wider on the entry of the chicane, which compromised my exit speed. But looks like Clayton Nams is already dropping back, so I don't know if Clayton is struggling with tire wear or something like that. But I'm not complaining. Gained the position as we are right now then up in position 6. Skipping then to lap 10, and you can see that I'm still behind Alessio Campos there in that 6th position. But it has been basically the same story all race long. I just couldn't get past him with DRS. You can see the Rens Club and the leaders, they aren't that far up front, but they definitely put a little bit more of a gap. And look at that, that's what I mean. I braked so much later, but look at that, he just got such a great exit. And that's basically what happened every time. I couldn't force Alessio Campos into an error, so fair play to him. He didn't make an error, always got his exits right, and just respect for that, really. I the whole time was a bit slower in the first sector, then made up time in the second sector, as it seems like throughout this race my corners, which are coming up right now, this left and right, were pretty strong, and it seemed like I always made up time here for some reason. So I don't know if that's down to setup or something else, but usually my second sector was pretty strong. Although Alessio Campos now had a pretty strong second sector as well, as he pulled away. And I wonder if I will be close enough to get DRS. The DRS detection line, we just went past it. It's at the exit of that chicane. Entering the hairpin once again, and there's a car up front in front of Alessio Campos, and that is actually for position, and if I'm right, that is P4. So this is a battle for P4 now, as P4 actually dropped back into Campos' hands, and it does look like I have DRS, but I think Alessio Campos, no, he doesn't actually have no DRS. I thought he did, but he doesn't have DRS just yet, as we see there Clayton Nams spinning, so probably he was indeed struggling with tire wear. Entering lap 12 right now, and we have a little bit of a train now behind P4, and we basically, if Alessio Campos can deal with him, as we see Rens Club there, that is Miko Swokas and Jorik Boshoff chasing down Miko Swokas for second place, and then we see this battle right here. Loving that shot, I really love that shot, it's a great shot. And there is Jonathan Holmes. So what I was thinking right now is just stay behind Alessio Campos. I don't want to overtake him yet. I just want to see him dealing first with the car up front. I don't know the name. I apologize for that. I don't know the name of the guy in P4. I really apologize for that. But I just wanted to see if Alessio Campos could get past him. And if they made some kind of contact or a mistake, I would try to capitalize on that. So I was waiting for them to make contact maybe. I was just waiting to see what would happen, as it seems like Alessio Campos is too far behind just at the moment. But you can see me there just trying to sneak, really like waiting for a mistake if it's going to come. So there we go, lap 13 of the race, and Alessio Campos is going to try to make a move. He's down the inside here, so let's see. I think he's gonna make it stick if he can. He's on the outside of the next corner, and indeed contact made, and now I get through, but as well contact made with me and that guy who was in P4 before. And now I have some front wing damage. As you can see there, my front end plate is gone, like a little flap there is gone. Whoa, big slide as well for me on the exit of that chicane. Great shot once again. I love that shot. I cannot say it enough. I cannot say it enough times, but here we have a replay then. So the cars up front made a mistake, which was exactly what I was waiting for, and I indeed capitalized on that. But at the same time, I clipped his front wing, and that caused me to have a bit of damage. Watch this, like the white part there. You can see, there it goes. So what does that? Well, it definitely gives slightly less downforce. You don't notice it a lot. As you can see me there wiggling the wheel as well a little bit. Try to feel if the car feels alright, because you obviously do notice that you made contact, as you could see the slide there as well. So I immediately knew that probably something was wrong, but then I carried on and I realized that there was actually nothing wrong with the car. I didn't feel anything, and I actually didn't notice at this time that I had damage, which is pretty weird. I didn't know that this front flap on my front wing was actually gone, because from the cockpit view I didn't see any debris flying. As with John Yorick now, we were still behind Mikko Swokas, and then it's me now in 4th position. So can I change down the leaders for a podium spot in this race? We will see. You can see there getting more oversteer on the exit, just trying to push now and close down the gap to the guys in front. But as I said, I didn't even realize I had damage. I couldn't see debris flying from the cockpit view, and that's why I thought everything was right. I did a few wiggles on the wheel, and everything still felt right. As we see their 4th position pitting then, or the guy who was in 4th position before. And we see some battling as well going on behind. But these guys who are pitting right now, as we see Adrian Falcon as well, right there flying through screen. But the guys who already pitted there around lap 13, they are definitely, well, they are probably on the two stop. Entering lap 19 now, which is going to be my in lap. As I said, pit window is around lap 18, but these tires didn't feel too bad, so I thought, well, let's carry on for another lap. The leaders carried on as well, so I'm still in 4th position. And oh my god, I love this shot for some reason. I really like that shot. It's pretty cool if you ask me. But you can see there the tire is getting a bit worn. You can see those black stripes forming on the tire, or starting to appear on the tire. So it's definitely time to pit, I think, this lap. And then we only have to do 23 laps on the softer tire, which is doable. That's no problem. That's definitely an easy job. So touch the wall there, and that was for me then like the marker to pit this lap. In the hairpin, bit of a moment as well. You can see there the entry a bit unstable. So indeed, this was the time to pit. And let's see what the leaders are doing. Lap 19, when Klopp pits, Mikko Swokas pits, and Yorick pits as well. So the top 3 is in the pits, and you can see me there then in the distance, changing them down. My pace was pretty average, probably a couple of tenths slower every lap than them. But it's the way it is as I come into the pits right now, and they are still in the pits, so I'm gonna have to be careful that I don't get in their way. So here we go, coming into my pit box, and Yorick is actually not really in the way, but here we go in the pits, and I make a mistake, a big mistake for me, just hitting the pillar there, which is standing. A very stupid mistake. I cannot describe it any way else. It's just really stupid, and I actually lost my front wing, and now the team or the pit crew has to repair the front wing, which has cost me a lot of time. I think the pit time was 17 seconds, and usually it is 4 seconds for a simple tire change. But now, here comes the most stupid thing ever. I didn't choose the soft tire, so I still have the super soft tires. It is a new set of tires, but it isn't the soft tire which I wanted to do for a one stop. So I'm gonna have to pit again, because you have to use both compounds in the race. So let's have a look at that in the replay. I got confused, not really confused, but just put off slightly by Yorick. Obviously not blaming him for that. Obviously it was my own mistake, which is very stupid. I will admit that, and it's very embarrassing to see as well. And then it's the way it is. But the most stupid thing is that I forgot to select the soft tire. you have like a hot, as we see Adrian Falcon there. There's something wrong with him. Indeed, he has lost his front wing as well, and he left me through nicely there. But Adrian Falcon in problems, in trouble I should say. But coming back onto that, there's like a little hut, and you can just select which tires you want. I was so stupid, I just forgot to select the soft tire, and I have to do another stop. You have to use both compounds in the race, and I'm not going to finish the race anyway. I'm not gonna complete 23 laps on the super soft tire, but that was so stupid, and I did realize it. But at the same time, you're just gonna have to try to reset your mind. Although I've lost a lot of seconds, obviously during that pit stop phase. As I said, the repairs took 70 seconds instead of the usual 4 seconds you get from the tires. But at least I think I have a new front wing. Do I? Do I even have a new front wing? No, I don't. Wait, something's wrong here, and I actually notice it right now. That the flap, which I lost during that incident with Alessio Campos and the other guy, the flap on my front wing, like the wing end plate, is still missing. So I wonder why it took them so long to repair the car. Was it like suspension damage maybe then? That is pretty awkward because, yeah, definitely that that wing end plate is missing. Let's have a look. Yeah, the right hand side of the front wing, the wing end plate is still missing. And I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know how and why that is. I'm gonna be honest, I'm clueless, I'm absolutely clueless. So halfway through the race then, going to carry on commentating here, as I'm not gonna stand still with that. But 21 laps out of 42, halfway through the race. And as I said, I just said to myself, reset your mind and just make the best out of it. I mean, I'm on the super soft tire, and I can indeed tell you that I was currently the fastest guy on track, as everyone else, obviously the leaders, are on the soft tires right now, going for that one stop. Entering lap 22 right now, doing a 19.2, pretty decent on those super soft tires. I'm currently in position 7, and I obviously have an advantage right now with those super soft tires, but I definitely need to make another stop. And it was Callas, so Callas was the guy where I didn't know the name from, but it was Callas. And I had a gap to him before, but I closed down that gap with my super soft tires. And now we see another battle going on up front with Callas, Jonathan Holmes. No, not Jonathan Holmes. Hernandez, Clayton Nelms, and Callas then. So Hernandez pits, so that's one car or one position gained for me without battling. So we enter lap 25 right now. Clayton Nelms in 4th position. So I do have sight on that 4th position after I had to make a very long pit stop. But you can see there Clayton Nelms probably struggling with his tires, as you could see him there sliding through that first corner. So now starting to pick up the dirty air as well, and I could definitely notice that. I mean, you just have to wait more before you get, or you have to wait a longer time before you get back on the throttle. Especially here on the exit there, it's pretty horrible really, that dirty air. So I want to deal with them as quick as I can, because I know that I'm right now losing time to them. I know that I'm probably quicker with my super soft tires, but yeah, you just want to deal with them as quick as you can. So I said to myself, well, be a bit more aggressive, I guess, on the overtakes, but at the same time, obviously, you want to keep it safe. But you know, I said to myself, when there's a chance, you're gonna have to take it. You're gonna have to take it now. So I'm just waiting for my opportunity to come. But obviously, Callas up front has DRS as well. I have DRS, and the only person who does have DRS then in this battle is Clayton Nelms. As he goes deep in the chicane, he goes very deep in the chicane, almost spins it round, and that's a position gain then for me, as I have DRS right now as well, just behind Callas. Can I take him as well now, as we enter lap 26, sorry, I'm on the outside of this corner. Can I take him around the outside? He's on the soft tire, I'm on the super soft tire, and I indeed can take him inside of the next corner, and there we go, 2 positions gained in a couple of corners. So that was pretty decent, and indeed that opportunity where I was talking about before, I got it and I took it with both hands, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we will have a look at that in the replay. It all started here with Clayton Nelms going too deep in the chicane. A great save by him, he almost lost it, but fair play to him. And then I had a better exit than Callas, who was probably just waiting to get on the throttle because of the Clayton Nelms like incident, his mistake, and then I just went around the outside. I saw the opportunity and I took it. Bit of oversteer there on the exit, but that's fine. Just try to get as early on the throttle as I can, so Carlos behind won't get alongside me again. Definitely my super soft tires though helped me there. The extra the grip advantage I gained, it definitely helped me, and now I dealt with them. So let's see how many laps I can do before I'm gonna pit then to the super soft tire. It's still Rens Klopp leading then, as Jorik Boshoff is in second place right now with Miko Swokas in third position, but they are way up front right now. They gained so much time on me, and whoa, look at that mistake for me. They're trying to push as I hit the barrier, the slight kiss. Well, it was actually a pretty big impact, I'm not gonna lie, but luckily no damage, no suspension damage or whatever. So I managed to pull a slight gap to Callas behind as we enter lap 28, doing low 120s, which isn't too bad. I unfortunately don't know the pace of the front runners. I didn't pay attention to that, so I apologize for that. As always, the broadcast, there's always a live broadcast. It will always be in the description of the video. So if you just want to see the race back from multiple point of views and with different commentary, go check that out. The link is always in the description to that video. Lap 28, and I felt like it was the time to pit. You just need to find a good balance between like pushing on the soft tire and destroying them, and then have a long run to do on the soft tire, or a longer run, and you know, you just gotta find a good balance with the laps basically, because now I only have to do 14 laps on softs, which means that I can just push like hell in that final stint and then see where I end up. I don't have to worry about tire wear then anymore, obviously, but still it was so stupid for me to not change the tires. It's a rookie fault, and hopefully I will learn from that in the future. I'm obviously still a rookie, it's my first season, but still, you should really make those mistakes. So I enter the pit right now. It's lap 28 out of 42 as I enter the pit. So let's see if this pit stop goes a bit smoother as I'm about to go to the soft tire right now. And so see if I make no mistakes this time. As you can see there, the different compound going on, the soft tire is on. So just what was it, 14 laps to do on the set of tires, so I can just push really hard as James Sadler. Is that James Sadler coming out there? I think it is James Sadler. I think I lapped him, so I don't think James Sadler is having a particularly good race. It wasn't James Sadler, apologies for that, it's Hernandez. So this is 4th position then, Hernandez behind me in 9th position. Now I am in 8th. In front of me it's Jonathan Holmes and Daniel Brewer. So actually Daniel Brewer is in this race, so that's a surprise. I don't know actually what happened to him then. That's my fault. So there's Callas, there's Clayton Nelms, that is Brewer, I guess, and there's Jonathan Holmes, and then it's me, all my new set of tires. So I'm gonna have to make use of them now. And as I said, I was able then to push like hell. I didn't have to worry about tire wear, as Jonathan Holmes up front goes very deep into that hairpin, and now I have to capitalize on that. See if I can make, if I can profit from that, as I will have DRS. Will I? No, I won't have DRS though, so that's a disadvantage. I was too far behind at the DRS detection zone, so I won't have DRS, just only the slipstream advantage. Having a look down the inside there, but I'm too far back at the moment, so I'm gonna have to focus on the exit there. I had a pretty decent exit, but Jonathan Holmes got an even better exit, so fair play to him. Lap 30 out of 42 right now. And still in that 8th position, I think it was. I think 5th position is currently possible, but it all depends on how quick I can deal with Jonathan Holmes, as he went a bit deep into that chicane, compromises his exit, and obviously I see this, I all see this, and I know that he's probably under a bit of pressure, so I try to apply the pressure more and more with my fresh set of tires, obviously providing me a lot more grip than his set of tires currently. So now I am definitely close enough to sneak DRS from him, or off him. And he again made a slight mistake into that chicane, and look at that, I'm pretty close behind him, even having a look now on the inside of the hairpin, but no, I'm too far back. FSR is really strict with dive bombs. You really need to be alongside someone before you can outbrake him and just pass him. So obviously that is obviously in my head when I try to overtake. But here we go, opening up the DRS then. DRS is wide open for me, but I'm too far back at the moment, it seems like it. Although I'm having a look. No, I'm too far back at the moment, so I'm really, really close behind them. So it all depends on the exit. I tried to have a good exit, which I did have indeed. So here we go, DRS is wide open. Can I get past him now? As we had to lap 31 out of 42. Can I get past him? No, just not yet. And whoa, that does look pretty close. But no, I wasn't far enough up alongside him to make a move. So another great exit by Jonathan Holmes there on the chicane, really, on the exit of that chicane. So fair play to him once again, but I'm definitely being held up here. Doing lap times over 120, that's not great. You want to be in 119 with a fresh set of tires. But it's not possible for me, and I just need to overtake him, that's it. I can talk about it a lot, but it's simple. I just need to overtake him before I can push a bit more and start to put in good lap times. So that's my objective now. Just try to overtake him, as I'm once again pretty close. And look at that, I got pretty close to the wall there as well, picking up the dirty air and picking up, of course, then a bit of understeer as well. So going through the hairpin again. I tried to have a good exit out of the hairpin, but the whole time I just couldn't do it. You could see there as well, just slight moments of oversteer throughout the whole race, basically. So the DRS is once again wide open. It seems like I'm pretty close to him, but not close enough. So I'm having another look, but once again pretty close as he goes deep into the chicane. So this will be my opportunity. Can I take it? No, I cannot. Big oversteer there on the exit of the chicane, and I'm really, really lucky that I can actually keep it on the road as we enter lap 32. Just 10 laps to go, and the pressure is on for me right now as well, as I try to have a good exit. But whoa, look at that. I thought when that happened, I thought for a brief moment I lost it. That's really what I thought. I thought I was going to hit the wall, but somehow I saved it, which is probably a miracle, probably a little bit of a luck as well there, but it's the way it is. So I lost a little bit of time then, but at the end of the lap you can see I already catched up to him again. And basically, if you remember from Imola, where I once ran Klopp, when he overtook me, I spun when I was very close behind him. It's just when you are so close behind someone, you pick up the dirty air, and it affects your grip as well, like your rear grip, the traction. It affects the traction, and that's what it did there as well. I didn't got early on the throttle than usual. I didn't took a weird line, like an unusual line. It was just the fact that I was so close to Jonathan. And you can see behind now as well that Callis is actually quicker than me as well right now. So I'm gonna have to look behind me as well now to see if Callis is going to try to make a move. I just cannot get past Jonathan Holmes. He has a very decent straight line speed, and even with the DRS I'm just not able to make a move stick. As it seems like we have more people up front. That is Matty, but he's a back marker. But in front of Matty it is Nelm, so that is obviously for position then. As we have a look at the leaders, I think. No, not is that the leaders? No, that's not. That's Clayton Nelms. And then there's a back marker in between us. Not in between us, but in between Clayton Nelms and Jonathan Holmes, who goes right there through the screen. And look at Callis though. Callis has an awesome pace at the moment, and he's definitely quicker than both of us, as we're doing 120.4s. And I just cannot find a way past. It's so hard to overtake, and as I said, even with the DRS I'm just not able to make the move stick. And now I get pressure as well from behind, so time is running out for me definitely, as I make a lock up. There we go, under pressure, and Callis is pretty close behind me, and once again a big oversteer moment for me, and Callis had to slam on the brakes there in order to avoid me. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, just had an oversteer moment there on the curbs, I think. Let's have a look again. On the curbs, I think. Yeah, just about over the curbs, and needed to put in there a quick reaction in order to keep the car in a straight line. But that was close again, and that definitely shows that the pressure is on me now as well. You obviously notice that there's a car behind you, and you're under a bit more pressure. But at the same time, if you can transit that pressure into speed, then it's good. If I can now just transit, or what's the right word? transform. That's it. I think if I can just transform the pressure into speed, then I might be able to overtake Jonathan Holmes. As you see there, the back marker moving out of the way. I lost time to Jonathan Holmes this lap, so not a great lap for me. As we see Clayton Nelms there up front as well. I think we are all faster than Clayton Nelms. I'm actually pretty sure we are faster than Clayton Nelms. Maybe on all the tires. That might be the case. And Callis is on the super soft tire, is he? Yes, he is indeed. So he's running a different pit strategy then, obviously. And that might explain his pace. So lap 35 right now. He's still behind me. 7 laps to go. Time is running out. And once again, I just cannot find a way past him. I'm just gonna have to wait then probably for a mistake. I made a mistake once again, but look at that. Callis pretty close behind me, but not able to make a move stick at the moment. But as I said, just trying to make him... trying to see if Jonathan Holmes makes a mistake, but he doesn't. He's really consistent. And there's just no way I'm gonna get past at the moment. Not even with my fresh set of tires. So it did disappoint me. And well, although that was the mistake I was waiting for from Jonathan Holmes, as he got a poor exit there. And now this is my chance. Then round the outside of the hairpin, I'm gonna have to take it. It's all or nothing right now. Round the outside of the hairpin, and that will probably allow me to get early on the throw, which it does indeed. So there we go. Probably gonna make that move stick, as I will have DRS as well, as Jonathan Holmes won't get any DRS. So there we go. DRS is wide open for me. But look at this now. Callis as well with DRS. We are 3 wide onto this straight now. Let's see, Callis on my inside. I'm gonna have to leave him room, so I'll go deep into this chicane. And it seems like I can get early on the front. No, I cannot. I tried to have a good exit there, but I just cannot. And I'm in the wall. I hit the wall and lost my front wing. Gonna have to pit for repairs. And another very, very stupid mistake from me. We will definitely have another look at that in the replay. But with just 7 laps to go, I have to pit once again, and that was another stupid mistake from me. But it gets worse. Watch this. It gets even worse. I switched to the soft tire, but never mind. First the replay. So that was the mistake I was waiting for from Jonathan Holmes. Got too deep into that chicane. I think he went over the sausage curb slightly, which compromised the exit. And I just knew that I had to take this with both hands. So I went around the outside there, picked up a little bit of marbles. You do notice it slightly, not too much though. And then, there we go, you can see the DRS getting open. But look at Callis, the speed advantage he had with the slipstream as well was huge. I knew he was alongside me, and he was indeed still in the braking zone, as I tried to leave him room there, going deep into that chicane. And I just got over the curves and was too impatient with the throttle, and then just hit the wall. Luckily there's a gap like in between the barrier there, so I could pit. But watch this now. This is what I said. It gets worse. This is very embarrassing. You can see there I don't have a new front wing. I lost my front wing, and like in the race before, I forgot to change to softer tire, and now I forgot to enable the repairs. So the team didn't repair my front wing, and it's very embarrassing to see, and this is just stupid. Another rookie mistake from me. And there's cars behind me. I'm obviously going to drop back huge amounts, as I'm gonna have to pit once again, and obviously pit again with like for the damage as well. So I just let the cars behind me through. Lap 36 out of 32, and I think that's Adrian Falcon. Yes, that's Adrian Falcon indeed. So he's passed me now as well into 12th place. So that means I've dropped down to 13th position, and well, I should be ashamed really. It's just so stupid, and I once again forgot to just change in the HUD my like the pit instructions or the pit strategy. And we go back into the pits once again, like my 4th visit to the pits, if that's right, this race. And well, it's another rookie mistake, and I hope I will learn from this. So a new front wing this time. This time I make no mistakes here or some sort of stupidity. 5 laps to go in this race, but it's pretty much over, isn't it? 13th place, just waiting before I get like back to the track again, like released by the pit crew, which is about, now we can see there a car coming up behind as well. That is for position, so will I end up in front of him? Let's see, as the pit limiter goes off right now. Pit limiter disabled, and it seems like he just about managed to get in front of me. Does he? No, he gets oversteer on the exit. Oh, pretty close there. Had to slam on the brakes, otherwise I would hit him. But now I drop back to 14th position, and I just have 5 laps to go to put in a good result here. But points, like finishing in the top 10, probably not. I will get points if I finish the race, because in this league, if you finish the race, you will get 10 points regardless your finishing position. But we are right now behind Dmitry Zaharov, if I pronounce that right, probably not. Dmitry Zaharov, something like that. We are now behind him as he hits the wall, as I did as well. Look at this, I'm pretty close behind him. I am on the super soft tire right now as well, as he's on a soft tire. And his soft tire must be pretty old, so I go deep into this hairpin in order to get a good exit. So he can, you know, straighten up the car earlier and then get on the throttle earlier as a result of that. But no, I think I'm too far back, although I will have DRS obviously. Let's look at the straight line speed from Dmitry. No, it doesn't look too bad. I just cannot get past once again. It looks like I'm gonna get stuck once again. Will I? Will I? I'm not sure, because this time I look, it seems like I'm pretty close. DRS is wide open, but no, once again I cannot get past him. Once again I got very, very close to tap his rear. But once again it seems like I just cannot get past. Bit of oversteer there as well. Now try to switch back on him there. I'm just trying everything to get past him, but I cannot do it. And obviously you do need to keep your mind cool as well. You don't want to make any mistakes or something like that. So try to keep your head cool. Oh, look at that. He got some oversteer there on the exit. Now I'm gonna have to try to go around the outside of the next corner. Can I make it stick around the outside of the next corner? Probably not. No, he brakes very late there, so fair play to Dmitry. But look at that, it's compromised his exit, and now I pump into his rear. And that is another very, very stupid mistake. And here comes Eduard Corey, who was behind us, and he is going to take both of us, as I have to wait there for Dmitry and let him pass again. What a stupid, stupid mistake once again from me. And I made so many stupid mistakes this race. I could have seen it coming. I should have seen it coming. Dmitry braked too late for that. Not too late. Dmitry braked late for this corner that is going to compromise his exit. And I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't see it coming. I tapped his rear. I spun him round. Eduard Core goes by, so that's another position lost. Yeah, I have no words. Down in 15th place right now, with 4 laps to go. I have no words. It's just embarrassing, I guess. The stupid thing as well is that I should have seen it coming. Like, it's simple. When you just brake late, it will compromise your exit, like the line you're going to take, as I'm once again trying to put Dmitry under a bit of pressure, but I just cannot find a way past. So I've got to say, fair play to Dmitry, who's doing an awesome job on those old tires to keep me behind. But it looks like I will get past now though, as I'm really, really close behind him in the DRS, and he goes defensive, and I'm gonna have to try to stick it around the outside, which is probably not going to happen. So then I'm gonna have to try to have a better exit. Can I have a better exit over this corner? It does seem like it. Yes, it does seem like it. I'm already alongside him, opening up the DRS as well. So it seems like I should make this move stick. No, Dmitry once again brakes really late, and look at that, so close to making contact. But once again, Dmitry does such an awesome job with the defending. He brakes so late for that corner, and I don't know how he even made that corner. To be honest, I should have dealt with Dmitry right now, like a long time ago, but I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overcautious or something like that. I don't want to cause an incident. I don't know. But at the same time, fair play to Dmitry. Definitely, he's doing such an awesome job currently with the defending. And once again, I just cannot find a way past. But you can see there that I'm so close behind him. I'm gonna have to look for an opportunity. You can see me there trying to have a look on the inside, but Dmitry, like he like stayed a little bit to the middle of the road, so I couldn't get past. And once again, he get a poor exit now out of that corner. So this should be my opportunity there. But look at that, I go on the grass. What am I doing? What am I doing? Going on the grass, and now Dmitry goes wide into that corner, brake too late, and he spun around, and that gained the position. And finally in 14th place. But what was I thinking again? I was just going on the grass for no reason. No reason whatsoever. That is just pure lack of concentration. And actually I do have an excuse for that, even though it's not a good excuse. I wouldn't accept it if I was you, but I was like in the cockpit and I wanted to know if Dimitri was alongside me, so I looked to the right. There's like a button for me to look to the right, and I pressed that button, and I just didn't pay attention what was going on then in front of me. Just got on the grass. I was lucky that I could actually keep it on track and did not spin around. But I'm done with this race basically. Just 2 laps to go and I'm gonna be happy when this ends basically. Lap 42 out of 42. This is the final lap of the race as we catch up with the front guys. Rens Klopp is still in front of Yorick, and Yorick is actually really close. Yorick, it seems like Yorick has an awesome pace during this race. I don't know if Rens made a mistake or something like that, but I remember Yorick being like further behind Rens Klopp than he is now. So Yorick had an awesome pace during this race. That shows that the pace was there for GhostSpeed. As Rens Klopp though, he takes home another victory. Rens Klopp walking away currently with the championship, doing awesome business once again. And Yorick finishes second. Miko Swokas, congratulations to him. It's his first podium in FSR, I think. So awesome job to him indeed. Miko Swokas there. So Adrian Falcon comes across the line right now as well to take him on 12th place. So he is outside the top 10 as well. But then there's me in the background. 14th position. Something not to be happy with, but something I need to learn from. I'm a rookie. And I guess it's okay making mistakes, even though those big mistakes I made this race were absolutely stupid. You're just gonna have to learn from it, I guess. And I hope that I take this experience with me in the next couple of races. By the way, the next race will be Silverstone in 2 weeks time, and then we will have a summer break. Silverstone is a track which I really enjoy. It's my favorite track all time. It's my all-time favorite track, so I really hope to do well there. And actually I'm going to expect a lot from me. Expectations are really high for me. I want myself to do well there. I've been way too inconsistent. I did well in Bahrain, then I had a poor race in China, then did well in Imola, and now have another poor race in Canada. I hope that I can perform well in Silverstone. As I said, I'm gonna expect a lot from me, and then hope that I can end up like maybe on the podium. I guess that's the target. I expect a lot from me basically. One thing to mention as well is that I didn't really put on too much practice for this race. I was pretty busy with my personal life, really, with school, stuff like that. But obviously that's not an excuse. I did obviously put in quite a bit of practice. And for Silverstone, I just gotta do more and then see where we end up. I feel confident for Silverstone though, and I hope to do well there. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I don't know, I feel like I should apologize for the mistakes I made. They were just stupid. But as I said, rookie mistakes. Hopefully I will learn from it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate the like. And other than that, I'll see you in 2 weeks time when we are at the beautiful Silverstone circuit. Goodbye.